I have to be careful on how I frame this, but someone in a position to make a reliable conclusion based upon Russell Wilson's time with Pittsburgh last year, 2 words: physically shot. Once I heard that, once I heard physically shot, it's like, why is anybody? Like, surely these other teams can see it when they study the film.
I think you
and
will.
They're not gonna. Then they're not gonna say, we want that guy. We want that guy.
No, and again, that goes back into the conversation of like, we just want a guy that's like a figurehead in the quarterback position, so it makes everybody feel good and all of that, and that's where Russell Wilson is lucking into a spot here. But yes, whether it's the play that we've talked about and the things you're saying, or let's be serious too, Mike. I mean, if we're going to be real about the situation and keep our viewers informed, there's a lot of people that, like Russell Wilson, his reputation around football, everybody knows he's a nice human being and a nice guy. But his reputation is that he's corny, he's cheesy in the locker room. Guys are not necessarily going to follow him.
Not authentic.
And he's not that guy. Exactly right. And I'm not like sitting here like feeling happy to say that about any human being. Right. But those are just the facts of the matter and things that we hear all the time, everywhere. And I heard that in Pittsburgh this year from different people. And we talked about it at the end of the season where we felt like his words were falling on deaf ears because everyone was just like, yeah, whatever. You say the same thing all the time. That's all you ever say. It's always a press conference talking point, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it just wears thin on guys.
One of the reasons that it took them so long to come around for Aaron Rodgers is, I believe, that they didn't want another aging veteran quarterback who's going to suck all the air out of the room.
Sure.
They've already done that with a different personality altogether, but the common thread is the quarterback sucks all the air out of the room. He's the veteran guy, and he's got the big personality, and again, you can argue and you can debate which one is better from that standpoint or which one is worse from that standpoint. The thing about a non-authentic nice guy is, at least to the world, he's coming off as a nice guy. My wife and I had this debate about a certain former quarterback who had a very short but very bright and very famous tenure in the NFL, and there was a thought that maybe this whole facade wasn't real. And my wife said it doesn't matter if it's not real because he's putting that out to the world and people are seeing it and it'll influence other people to truly be that way. And she made a very compelling case, better than I just did. And so with Russell Wilson, I think that's one of the reasons why we struggle with this.
Yes.
He's a nice guy.
Right.
He comes off as a nice guy. But there's this nagging sense that that's not really him. Like, folks, you've got no doubt that the two guys sitting in these chairs talking to you today, this is exactly who we are, for better or worse, and it's more worse than better, and we're okay with it. But with Russell Wilson, you don't know where the real guy is. You don't know. He's like one of those chocolates. Here's another Forrest Gump reference. You don't know what it is until you rip it in half or bite into it, right?
Yes, right.
All we know is it's a
do
chocolate.
It directly. Do it right. If you're going to do the quote, do it right. Come on. Let's do it.
It's like Russell Wilson is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
Thank you.
I know that's not the exact quote, but I tried to make it fit. But you know how that – and then there'll always be in the box, it's like, why is this one got teeth marks in it? Like somebody tried it out.
Somebody was like,
no,
I don't
shit,
want
that's
that
coconut. That's going back. Maybe they won't notice. Anyway.
Yeah.
But is that wrong? Is that unfair? I don't think so.
I don't think it's fair. I mean, I think it's fair all the way around. And you're right. You know, veteran quarterbacks, established guys, they've dealt with Ben Roethlisberger. Again, where he was the man there forever. I get it. But, yeah, you get to a certain point in age, Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers, where they've been around, done so much. Yes, they're a strong presence within the building, in the locker room. They let their thoughts be known a lot, right? And those things, again, trickle throughout the locker room into the coaching staff. And, yes, that's what I think you mean by sucking the air out of the room a little bit, because it just becomes, oh, Ben wants this, Aaron wants this, Russell wants this. And that's kind of how the team starts to operate all the time, where, as we know, the great ones and the ones that last the test of time, and Aaron Rodgers, I think, was like this at one point, where hey, Brady, let's say Mahomes, you know they're the man. But, like, when we would go into a team meeting with Brady, Brady was like, he was just one of the guys. It wasn't like you knew he had demands or wanted something different for the day or whatever else. He had a great way of, like, yeah, he's the man, but he's not going to try to overtake the room and suck the air out of the room and try to control everything and do all that. And being in Kansas City, Mahomes has that same touch. I've seen Josh Allen. He's got it, right? Lamar seems like he's got it watching it on Hard Knocks. It's like, yeah, I'm here. I'm a presence, but he lets everybody else, feel like they're a part of the team and they have ownership a part of that as well. And I think sometimes these veteran guys kind of take over because of their experience, what they are, their hierarchy, and they're getting up there in age and they want things done their way, and that's not always best for the team.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.